All right, everyone. So there could be some big changes to the house show schedule for WWE. We're reading an article here from Wrestling Inc. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select noted that WWE is looking to make a big change when it comes to their live events, which is hosting almost no shows in the United States until after Christmas. Where the company's annual holiday tour that includes the confirmed December 28th event in the same city as AEW's World End pay per view and the yet to be confirmed Madison Square Garden event on December 26th will carry them into the new year. The only domestic dates are set to take place in Columbus, Georgia on September 28th and Huntsville, Alabama on September 29th, with a UK tour in October and November being the only other live events loops scheduled. According to Fightful, Talent hasn't formally been told that the house shows are being cut back, but they mostly favor a lighter schedule if the trend is true, as it gives them more days off and more time with their families at home. Talent is instead expecting more international live events to be announced soon. Given the success of their recent trips to Mexico, Japan, and Europe over the summer, still, Fightful has yet to gauge exactly what the reactions are to travel overseas more frequently rather than remaining in the United States. So that's from Wrestling Inc. citing Fightful Select. So this is, I think, going to be pretty good in terms of the superstars are going to like having a little bit of a lighter schedule, not having to do as many house shows. But now that you're doing international travel, that adds another aspect to it. But I think the one thing that's really missed about the current uh, thing that WWE is, right, the current state it's in, is people continue to want to compare this to the past, right? So they continually want to compare this to Vince ran it this way and the company looked like this under Vince, and Triple H ran it this way. And I think that misses the boat just a little bit. Now, obviously, we have to take out all of the allegations and all this other stuff, right? Because we're just looking at the business side of it, nothing else. But I think one problem that we have to understand is that from when WWE was building, so, during its time with Vince, and certainly Vince made a million mistakes as it pertains to, booking the shows and that kind of stuff. But I think people look at this and go, oh, now that they're doing it, that's something they could have done in the past. I just don't see that being the case. The truth is, WWE is like a rocket ship right now that with all the TKO and all of this stuff, they have more money than ever. They have more deals with all these other places than ever. And they're able now to kind of make it a better environment for the wrestlers, right? Because they don't have to do all these house shows to make sure they're bringing in, X amount of money. They don't have to do all of this different stuff. And I think that's something we do have to keep in mind is that WWE is changing because it's now part of this even bigger company, right? Than they used to be. Now this thing is ginormous, and so they have these resources. Not that WWE wasn't big before, because it was massive even before this, but now this is taking it to an even bigger level. And they are trying to focus on the international crowd because they figure, look, if internationally, we don't have, if that's a market we can tap into and get even more eyeballs on this, then we're going to focus more on that. So this is going to be interesting, right? Will this be a change now where the wrestlers in WWE don't have to wrestle as often, don't have to go to all these different house shows, and it's kind of just these live shows and the pay per views? Or is this going to be something different, right? Is this going to be the house shows in the US go down, but now you're doing more international stuff, so you're still spending kind of the same amount of time on the road, but it's more traveling? That's all to be determined here. But certainly looks like superstars are going to be happy to hear this. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.